What it is, people. We're coming to you today because we got another project for you. And just before we get started, I just wanted to give compliments to the chef. This morning, I got this sandwich. Oh, so beautiful. So delicious. And then a cup of Joe. And then another thing that's going on in my life. If you could figure this out, you let me know. When I turn the TV on, it does this for like 3 minutes, and then it finally pops on. Somebody help me out, man. Do what we gotta do. Anywho, I got this thing in the garage like usual, right? And we've been having some problems with it. Oh, no. And I figured I'll resolve that by purchasing what it is that I got. So anywho, our problem was when we went to Arkansas, we had a lot of bumps, and some of the things that we experienced throughout, we feel like we could do better with suspension. But I don't know if y'all can see that. You see that? It looks like the frame has been hitting right in there. See that? It looks like the frame has been hitting the swing arm right in there, and it's like that on both sides. And it's a pretty good, I would say, pretty good slash in there. So that's what we got to correct. And this is on the right side. I don't know what's going on. Never had that experience. You can see it right there as well too. It's just been crashing down on my bar. So we got to figure that out, and we got to fix that. So what I did was I installed these things. Right there. We installed those Super Shox. And that's what we're running with. So what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to take these off and then reinstall them. But first I want to go out on a rod, and then I'll be back with that. I'll probably do this in reverse, because sometimes you just want to see people do the install and go about their business rather than just telling you what to do. So that's that. Got that off, we'll get it situated and help you guys how to put it on as well too. So let's rock and roll, man. You have all your stuff down here on the floor. Got the box that it came in, and like I said, I've already taken them off and put them on, just doing this for you guys. So shocks over there, new shock over here. Some things to get you acclimated with when you first put them, when you first get it, they want you to make sure you go and put your warranty in for your shocks. Remember, you get a limited lifetime warranty, so make sure you go and solidify that with the warranty, and that way you'll be covered moving forward. We've got when you get it, you're gonna have two of these. The top ones, the top bolts and the washer, you're gonna reuse right there. And at the bottom, they're gonna supply you with a new bolt, lock washer, and a washer. You're also going to get two of these, which is the offset bracket, and obviously the shock. So here we go. Let's go ahead and assemble. Hopefully I throw this little part in here. When you're screwing this on, they make a note in the instructions. Make sure that you do not get the Loctite in between that bearing and the threads. And now I see why. This has been quite difficult to get this off. So make sure you put a little dab in there, not so much, because if you ever have to take them off, then this black bracket is going to get stuck because you got Loctite in there. All right, let me get this off. When you get ready to take these and put them on, you have to take both shocks off. Don't just take one side off thinking you're going to do what you got to do. You got to take both shocks off. So that one and the other side. Like I said, I'm only showing you one because I've already ridden it. I'm taking it off just so you guys can have something to go about and install it, and it works the same on both sides. You're going to come back with your left bracket. For some reason, since I put it on here, it won't come off. I don't know if it has residue on the inside or if it's locked itself in place onto the actual bracket. I don't know, but I'm gonna show you anyways. We're gonna start with the top, so hopefully that bottom will go on pretty smooth. On the top, you're gonna have the outside of the screw. The shocks portion should be facing the rear, so you're gonna go with the bolt and the washer on the outside. Then you're going to take the black spacer and put it on the inside like so. And then you're going to screw that part in. Let me put a little bit of Loctite on it, since we're going back a little bit, keyword a little bit. Right there on the outside edges. Right on the outside edges, right there. And then we'll screw that in just to get it started. Screw that in just to get it started. And that's about halfway. It's not all the way in. Then we're gonna align the bottom one. Remember, on the bottom, you have the new screws that they gave you. So you got the bolt, the lock washer, and the washer. Loctite. And that all goes down here at the bottom. I'll screw that in. Right on there. So at the top, we've got the bolt, the washer, the existing one, and we also have that black spacer. At the bottom, you're going to take the new bolt that they gave you. So your new bolt, your lock washer, and then the actual washer for that bottom piece. And that's that. And then you have the supplied black bolt that goes with it, and that goes on the shock down here at the bottom on that attachment. That's that. That's that. Put you on. And that's that. Now that you got all three screws on there, it says to put everything at 35 pounds per feet. So I'm not doing that. So I'm gonna do Harley specs on these, and then I'm gonna do what they recommend on Super Shox. I think I put it at 60.
Plus, I'm my own mechanic, so I don't have to ever.
And that's 35. All right, now that we got that on, to me, they ride really well. You know, you're still gonna get every once in a while that little hard feeling, but at the end of the day, it rides much better with these. You know, it's not like it's gonna take away all of the bumps and this, that, and other, but it does smooth them out, and I can say that. And in the turns, so far in the turns, it makes a big difference. You don't get that squiggly. You get a pretty much a firm planted bike in the curves as well too. So that I can contest to, and it rode really well. So, and I'll even put some video in here where you saw me run over some of the bad parts of the road, the bumps, this, that, and the other, and it rode pretty well. So I can say the shocks do make a big difference. I don't know if the brands or whatever the case may be make a difference, but these, for me, they have. I even I rode two up with my wife on the back of it, and we put it down to You put it down to 7 because that's somewhat for our weight class. You know, the two of us combined. We put it down to 7. It rode pretty well. And then last week I put it on number 2. It says 2.5 for me, but I put it on number 2 just to see what it is. But this week I'm gonna try it on 2.5, and we'll see where it goes from there. But they are well, you know. Like I said, I don't know how it compares to others, but at the end of the day, it does well for me, and that is life. So hopefully I can paint over this and things will go well for me and I don't have to paint it again. But it is what it is, and we're gonna keep it moving. And that's that. All right, until the next time. Maybe you'll get in here and see my video, and one day you'll see with the different suspension, your ride could just be a little better. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.